Is there, because of her dad?
He just said that she won't be able to make it.
Well,
I saw him
somebody
driving.
told us he had a fever.
You know, we saw him drive his truck afterwards, so,
I seen him driving it around earlier today, so.
yeah.
He passed me. If he ain't gonna stop him.
I doubt it.
Somebody might have fault. 7.
It is 7. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and start this meeting. I'd like to roll call and record members present.
Mr. Lund?
Would everyone please join us in the flag salute? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, item 1 is going to be the reading and disposition of previous meeting minutes. Or we can vote to approve these. I have
It's the one on March.
special reports. Okay. We approved the minutes from the previous meeting. We approved the consent agenda. Ordinance number 181 for ONRF is approved. No action was taken on discussion of a trailer park north of town. We discussed and decided that there should be a $10 charge per truck bed full of trash and $50 for any trailer.
For people
Or
outside.
anything larger for people living outside.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's worded exactly correct. Okay, it says each load must be checked in by Trudy or Eric, so that sounds good. That was a dumping fee for the dumpsters in town. We have them under lock and key because they've been so abused lately.
Again,
Item 6 was new business. There was no action taken on that. 7 was progress reports. Utility department said that they fixed water leaks. Need weeding chemicals for sprayer. Report on fire department. They were gonna go ahead with the fish fry. I think that's now been canceled, hasn't it?
Yeah.
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 That already passed, because it was supposed to be on the 28th.
Yeah. And then nothing to report on emergency management. The motion was made by Mrs. Johns and seconded by myself to adjourn. And that was everything on March 4th. Item 2 is discussion, consideration, and possible action regarding the consent agenda.
Hold on, you got a motion and second for the minutes.
There's no action to take on this, just reading and disposition.
Oh,
There's no possible action to take on number 1, it's just reading.
oh,
the
okay,
minutes.
sorry, yeah.
Number 2 is discussion, consideration, and possible action regarding consent agenda. Let's see.
No, it's the ones that she's got.
Oh, okay. This is everything else.
Yeah, that's a good one. You need a pen. I can go get one. There's one thing you forgot.
Thank you, Kelly. we need to have a motion to approve the consent agenda.
I have to approve.
I'll second that. Call for a vote.
Mr. Lund?
Yes.
Ms. Jones?
Yes.
Item 3 is discussion, consideration, and action, previous bills that need to be approved.
Let me know if you guys have any questions. These go all the way back to July, just because I wanted to cover my butt.
Okay.
Because I don't know what Marv may have approved.
Is this Stephen Hayes was the one who read that?
Yes.
Okay. Where's H&K Cattle?
Head. Neil Head.
think, Darlene? It all looks like
They all look good to
it's
me.
good. Yeah, it all looks good to me too. We need a motion to approve it.
He approved it.
I'll second that. Call for a vote.
Mr. Lynn?
Yes.
Ms. Jones?
Yes.
Okay, item 4 is discussion, consideration, and action approving previous special meeting minutes. Now, we have 2 special meetings. The first one was April 1st. No, the first one was March 23rd. All 3 members of the board were present. First item was declaration of state of emergency, and we approved that unanimously. Second item was changing the city lawyer. We decided to go with Megan Holden out of Blackwell. And third item on the agenda was to adjourn. And that was approved unanimously. That was March 23rd. April 1st, all 3 members of the board were present. The first item on the agenda was executive session, where we went into executive session. We went in at 7:01 p.m. and came out at 8:27 p.m. After a long discussion with our accountant attorney, we made the motion to present certain evidence from the 2019 audit to the Kay County DA for consideration of filing charges against a prior employee for misappropriation of funds. And that was approved unanimously. Then the second item was adjourned, and we all agreed to that. So that was the second special meeting. And I get the motion to approve.
I approve. Move to approve the second meeting.
Call for a vote?
Mr. Lynn?
Yes.
Ms. Jones?
Yes.
Okay. Action item 5 is discussion, consideration, and action on 2018-2019 audit. I've had time to review it.
I have too, but I forgot my book.
Yeah, I didn't bring it with me, but I've reviewed it.
I made copies because I knew people would want it.
All right. Well, everything looks to be in order.
How many copies did you make? 10. I get one? We have to approve it first.
Sit down.
Sorry. Once they approve it, sure. That's why I made copies.
We need the motion to
I
approve.
move to approve that.
I second that. Call for a vote?
Mr. Lynn?
Yes.
Ms. Jones?
Yes.
Here you go. You can have that one now.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Okay. Action item 6 is discussion, consideration, and action of new business. We have some checks to approve on here, that appears. Are these listed on here? No, that's
No, it's on.
water. Okay.
They're listed on
The first one is the front mount for the mower deck. That was so badly twisted I couldn't straighten it.
Correct.
That came through Kretschmar, which is the dealer for that mower.
It's the only place we can get it.
Yeah, the only place I could get that, I got other parts elsewhere, but that had to come from them. And that was just the mount, we got the rollers elsewhere cheaper.
It's crazy that little meter box is so expensive.
Actually, this, if you were reading that, it said we were fixing, and we bought a whole new one. There's no fixing what's left of the old one.
Well, but it's to fix the meter.
Yeah, to fix the system, we'd have to replace everything,
Right.
because Leighton cooked that baby.
And then you almost cooked yourself.
The meter's pretty good. The meter, it surprised me the meter survived that, but the box itself and all the hardware to the box is all new.
Did you get tire work done with Kelly, at Kelly's?
No, I think that's all fuel.
Yeah.
It was all fuel.
Yep. Gas for the trucks, diesel for the tractors. Bill's not there yet for the gas for the moment, you'll get that.
And we're watching the prices between Kansas and Kelly's.
Checking back and forth as often as I can. If I'm going to get gas, I call it there first.
Okay, good.
It's been back and forth, first one and the other, so.
Yeah. Just get the best deal out there.
Yep.
Well, all these look like we have to sign these checks. I mean, I don't want to pay out this money, but I guess we should.
Well, it really could be worse.
Could be.
Yeah. Also, yeah. French Mars.
What do you think, Ronnie?
Oh, I moved to read these.
I'll second that. Call for a vote?
Mr. Lynn?
Yes.
Mr. Johnson?
Okay. Oh, well, that's for these checks, these 10 checks where you just approved those.
Right.
Now, we're talking about a new printer.
Yes. The printer.
So, my suggestion is that we give him one of the ones in the office gets the new one, since I print one.
Yeah.
That just made sense to me, but I wanted to know what price range.
The printer I have in there now is a Dell that we found on the shelf that was new in 2004, never opened.
Yeah. It was brand new in the box with everything.
And it's
wrapped
not
up.
We can't get ink to work in it.
The printer heads just don't last. Yeah.
But this thing had never been plugged in.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that man's been sitting
The
on
printer
that
head
time.
itself just went to hell, so.
You can get some relatively cheap ones. For the office, do we need color? Or can we just get like
We
one?
already have one that's colored, but I can just stick to black and white. I just wanted to know, but I was thinking about getting one of those the eco tanks where you just fill the ink up.
Yeah.
I thought about one of those, and about that price range is 200. And then
I
the
don't need
ink
it.
to replace it is, they're like 13 a pop, which I didn't feel was that bad. And like, this personally, my cousin, she has one, she runs a little small business too, and she had what came with the printer and like lasted her 2 years. So I don't know.
We want something that's, gonna stand up for office users for sure.
Right.
Since, mostly all you're doing is printing off Word, Word documents, I would suggest we just do black and white printer and ink tanks, eco tanks, that'd be great.
I think black and white, because when you go into the color, you start having problems. And they usually don't last as long as your black ones.
Okay.
You gotta pay close, aren't those ink cartridges like $60?
Yeah, the big fat ones,
Yeah.
it's like 80.
So let's see if we can go black and white, and that sounds good to me. We need a motion to purchase a new printer.
Do you want a certain price, or
I would like a price range so I can keep within that.
what would one,
Within $250.
That seems fair.
okay?
I'll try to go as cheap as I can, but.
I move that we buy the new printer and stay within 250.
I'll second that. Call for a vote?
Mr. Lund?
Yes.
Mrs. Johnson?
Yes.
Okay. The next item is a gas tank for the Crown Victoria.
When Marv was here, he had it repaired. They patched a hole in it. It worked till Monday. Monday, the bottom fell out of it, and we lost about 15 gallons of gas in the shop. By the time we figured out which vehicle to come out of, it was a gasoline shop. I went online and found it. For that car, it's $100 plus the freight to get it here, which I'm assuming is gonna be $20 range. And that's a whole new tank we won't have to fix, just what, you know, the car's in great shape. I've driven it heated and back. I've driven it Stillwater back. The gas tank didn't leak until the bottom just let go. And it let go around the old repair. So I'm assuming the inside of that tank is so rusty, even if we try to fix it again, we're gonna have the same thing a couple months down the road. So, the car doesn't look bad, works okay. I'd say it's worth $100 to keep it repaired and running.
Yeah.
I can do the work in the shop, so.
I think this is better to have a new, like you said, have a new one.
And then fixing on the rest of it.
Yeah.
It's just gonna do it.
Yeah, I agree. If we're gonna have the equipment, we need to have it, so it's reliable.
We wanna give them a price range, but 150, right, this is a little wiggle.
Yeah, he said it was gonna be about $100.
The tank is 101, whatever the freight is to get it here. I would guess in the $20 to $25 range. I've done a lot of parts buying through Rough Call. It's never crazy, so.
With 150 do,
I would think so, yeah. If not, I'll let you know, but I'm sure it's gonna come in under that.
okay, I move, for Eric, the gas tank, stays in 150.
I'll second that. Call for a
Nine.
vote. Mr. Lund?
Okay.
Yes.
Mrs. Johnson?
Yes.
Can I throw one more request? The red Ford pickup, the door, inside door panel was off it when I got here. And we know why now, the door handle has been broken for quite some time. The door handle is getting so bad now, it's ripping the inside of the panel. I went looking for that part. It's gonna be about $165, because it all comes in one piece. The latch, the handle, the cable, everything. And there's no other way to get it unless I buy something used from somebody else that's sort of will do that, so. Other than that, that truck runs good too, it does everything we need it to.
What middle car, kind of pickup,
The red Ford pickup.
It's like an F-350.
so
It,
to
yeah,
say.
it's a '93 F Ford 350. It's not new, but it don't quick. We put new joints in it, some other stuff when we first got here, and when I first got here, and we drive it everywhere. I've buried it a couple of times, but we have street tires on it, so that's not really coming into question. But every time we read meters and stuff, it's the one I drive when we read meters, when we go out to fix things. The welder's on the back.
Yeah. And it's got the welder on it.
Yeah, the welder's on it, all our equipment's in it, toolbox is on the side. It's basically our service pickup. The other pickup we have is a dump bed, which we use whenever we need to go dump material or haul stuff around. But that pickup is our daily runner. And I don't take it out of town, but I have to. If we're going to Blackwell or something, we take the car. So I would not even begin to lie to you and say it's fuel efficient, because it's not. But it is a good work truck.
And if you see me driving and I'm like this, a little lady, is because the seat is like, big butts have been sitting in it. So when you sit down, you know, and the street is like this. Like a little lady in there.
Anyway,
Mr. Chair.
There's, wouldn't be much luck in finding anything like that in a junkyard.
like I said, I found the inside handle assembly used for $60. But that was without the cable and latch, and I'm afraid that if we do that, we're gonna wind up right in the same spot, because the latch has gotten so stiff
Okay.
that it's stretching the cable, so.
Would a Chevy part work? No.
It's Ford or nothing.
Okay.
Trust me, I spent hours up at the casino on a computer while I was supposed to be guarding, trying to find it somewhere. eBay, I tried.
You tried to sell
Amazon,
yours.
well, the problem is, it's a 93, so if you buy something on the salvage yard now, it's as old as what you got.
Well,
And the
yeah,
chances you're gonna
as
get anything
old, but
better.
sometimes they haven't been used.
Well, if it was a passenger door, I'd agree, but it's a driver's door. Every time it starts, somebody got in and out that door.
Yeah.
That's the problem with this one, it's been used so many times,
Oh,
it's just wore out.
Well, that's the same argument as the Crown Vic. If we're gonna have the equipment, we need to have it operating.
I've been operating a door with a pair of ice grips for so long, I'm almost used to them.
It was pretty bad when I have to use my legs and my arms both to get the door open.
Yeah, that's no good.
So I can
It's-
even
it's-
shut the door. I put my foot in it.
It's getting so that that's so distorted, that's not gonna work for much longer.
The tree rolling down the street one day.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and, Eric, get a new door handle and what? Not go with 200?
Okay, it'll come in under that.
Yeah. I'll second that. Call for a vote.
Mr. Lund?
Yes.
Ms. Jones?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Is there any more new business?
No, I'm done.
Business, yes. Okay, we're gonna go on to action item 7, progress reports. Report on utility department.
Okay. We got the weed spray, everything in town's been sprayed that needed. Pretty close.
Pretty close.
Went pretty close. We got the mower put back together, everything's been mowed. We mowed and sprayed the lagoon area, we mowed and sprayed the park, we mowed and sprayed all of the city properties around. Trudy's been doing a great job weed whacking. In the meantime, she and I finished straightening up the dumpster area. Got the metal dumpster inside the fence, got the fence repaired, got the gates locked again, got signs up. We have a new permit system at the office. And Michelle at the co-op's been keeping an eye on people going back that way. I get a phone call if somebody shows up to dump and their gates are open, so.
Well, do we have any kind of a sign that you can put up?
I've got 5 signs up there.
Yeah.
Multiple signs.
And
Oh, yeah.
And I put it
There's
bright,
Highlighter.
reflective orange.
International orange and fluorescent, that you need to come get a permit. And
You can't not notice it.
Yeah.
It's very visible.
Yes.
Yeah, and there was, before that, there were signs enough that told you had to see either superintendent or city office, but I didn't see them as you drove by them on both sides of your vehicle. And then you got there and there's one hanging on the gate. You gotta have a permit to go see the city. Now, and I would just ignore that. So now there's a bright orange come on the fence at the water tower that you have to drive by before you get to the gate, which is usually closed now. Co-op's been keeping that gate closed whenever they don't have stuff coming in. So that's working. Today we got 2 more of the major water leaks that we know about straightened out, repaired. We found lines that didn't exist and patched them too. Judy's gonna check you the sign.
So, that's the public, that's the, we put the pipe in between the.
Michelle called us one day and told us there was somebody down there at the dump. We get down there and there's a guy down there with a 15-foot long by 8-foot wide dump bed trailer.
It's a lot
And
better.
he was just starting to dump out in front of the gates. The heck was putting it in the dumpster, and he wasn't from Bremen. He was from Blackwell. And it was construction debris, not trash. They tore down a house. And he was gonna come load it all up here and dump it in front of the gates.
But of course, I
That ended
remember the
quickly.
black, so it's brighter. Yeah, we can see that.
Yes, it's bright, it's orange.
Are we gonna mow the school?
I am.
She is, on her private stuff, not the city.
Yeah.
Let's say it looks decent.
Well, I don't have it ready yet.
Yeah, but it looks better than what it has been.
Well, yeah.
Oh.
Can you bill them for that?
The meter resetters, should we have
They
voted
don't,
on
I
that?
did it last year.
I didn't even think of that.
No, we can do it.
They don't pay me enough, but at least I took it because
We could do it here.
it makes a lot of shit.
No, it needs to be in new business. New business. Yeah, I think we've already went past it, Eric.
And I didn't even
Sorry
think about it
that.
till
I
just
should've-
now.
Huh?
I didn't think about it till just
I didn't
now.
think about it till just now either. We're gonna have to catch it next time.
Okay.
What about the guy you do? We ever talked about that?
The Geiger?
Geiger County, yeah, we did talk about it, we're gonna not bother. I moved all the pipe that was down there and put it centered between the area where the dumpsters sit. I'm sure some of that stuff is radioactive, but
Yeah.
there's no getting rid of it even if it is, so
Right.
it's just there. We'll let it sit. Won't let any more back in there, but now that we're controlling what's going there, we're in better shape anyway.
Yeah, we should be able to stop people from dumping there. Drill a pipe there.
I did get the fence posts, and Rick Grill donated some barbed wire. And when we were cleaning up down there, we found a roll of barbed wire with a little bit left on it, so I got enough barbed wire, I think, to fix the fence now.
Awesome.
And I have the posts, so that's on the list of things to be done.
Leaking,
Huh?
leaking.
Leaking. Oh, yeah, I told you about that. We had an overflow on that heavy rain a week and a half ago. There, one of the lagoons ran over. I've already filed a report with DEQ and we're in the clear on it, so. It wasn't massive, it didn't do any damage to the dike, but it did leak over the edge. And I immediately got a hold of DEQ and told them about it, so we're safe there. Dakota from the DEQ asked about a list of who you're gonna call if I fell down with COVID-19 and needed somebody up here, and we've already got that figured out, so. The list is the guys who we go to anyway right now, rural water. I would assume the city of Blackwell if you have problems with lagoon, because they're wastewater certified. But,
You had the water off today, didn't you?
yes, I did twice. We-
And my water is brown.
We dug holes. It'll wash out quick.
That's the leak.
It's a little bit of dirt and whatever else floated loose from the pipe always in there.
Yeah.
We found a water main we didn't know existed. I don't know, not on any of the maps, and nobody knows where it feeds from. But, yeah, there's a few of them.
Yeah, a couple of them across town.
Yeah.
Do you have a map, like a running map?
Oh, yeah,
A living
that I'm
map
adding to.
That you're
Yeah,
adding to?
you betcha.
Okay, I'm just making sure.
In 4 or 5 years from now, I'll have it complete. Hopefully, we'll have new pipes by then, I won't have to rely on that one anymore.
Well, now we can get grants.
Huh?
That's
Now
right.
we can get grants.
Yeah, now we can get grants. There was a water leak at the church, and it turned out to be the main line that ran over to Head Trucking, but the map doesn't show that line at all. And when they put it in, they teed it, and instead of just 90, it didn't go across the road, it goes under the road, but anyway, they put a T in, and then they stubbed that T off about 4 inches long and put a cap on it. And when it did, the pressure of that pipe moving back and forth made the T crack, so there was our leak. So we
But
got
don't
it out.
forget the cement block cramming up against the gas.
Let's just say it wasn't done properly. Okay, after that, we put a cast iron elbow in its place, took the T out, took the stubbed off cap out. If we ever need to go back in and run that line anywhere, we can always put another T, but
You have all the evidence. She's
Yeah.
wonderful.
I hammered it into her for a while, for a couple of months, take pictures of everything so that, you guys could see
No,
what
I didn't
we're up
know,
against.
that's the,
Yeah, I know.
Crap.
Yeah, you found it.
It-
Like
it-
that.
that was
Looks
sarcasm.
professional.
that's the,
Yes.
oh, okay.
So that one's done, and
That's
then,
the,
Who's, who's one out there still leaking?
Yes,
corner,
sir.
yeah, we're still waiting on them to figure out what they're gonna do there. I asked
She
about it
asked
today.
about that earlier.
Yeah, I asked about it today, whether or not we're ready to put the valve in the other end and just isolate
Might as well
this
sit right
pipe.
there, or in the empty
He's
chair.
supposed to talk to JD and let me
getting
know.
exercise.
It's been hard getting hold of them the last couple of weeks. I told you about that because the people were sick and they were ordered to stand down and not get together, so. But we did finally get a couple of the worst problems today. I'm not saying we got them all. I know there's more leaks out there, but we're gaining. We're gaining rapidly. Eubanks has solved their leak. They put a whole new pipe in from the meter to the house. So that's gone, and that was a major leak. The leak that was in the ditch out on Bremen Road at Clyde has been fixed by the owners, not by us. She wasn't happy about it, but she fixed it. And the next neighbor out there, who were they? Past Sherry?
That way, Eubanks?
Is that Eubanks? Okay, he's fixed his leak. It was in the old barn he was living in before they finished the house. They had a toilet out there they hadn't looked at in months, and it was just running.
Oh, wow.
So he fixed his. Jerry McLaughlin had a leak, turned out to be his outside faucet, he fixed that. The Burris that lives next door to Trudy and Phyllis, he had the same thing, an outside faucet. When they turned his water on and off to fix that, they got that petcock leaking, but it seems to have stopped. So I did not dig his up today. I let it be, and I'm watching to see what the water does. If it's not gonna leak anymore, we're gonna leave it alone. The last petcock on that line we tried to fix, we had to go all the way to the main. It wasn't fun.
What about that other one down there by the park?
The one across the street from the park at 6th and Broadway is fixed. We did that today. There's a 2-inch PVC main that crosses under the road there. And for some reason, there's a T there also. And it heads towards the park. I don't know where it goes. I don't know if it feeds the park. I don't know where that goes. That's not on the map either. And from there, it went stubbed out to his meter.
There's a water spigot there in the little flower garden, that's not bad, though.
We don't know.
Clear over the other way.
We have no idea. That could be coming off the line coming out of the tower. The one that's leaking on the road. None of this stuff is marked. This is what I'm trying to, point I'm trying to get across is I have incomplete maps and no way to figure them out, especially if it's PVC pipe, because there's no way to trace them.
Right.
It's just
Yeah.
the water channel that, you know. But yes, the leak that was there is fixed. It was a PVC joint that had come apart, had been properly done into his meter. So we fixed that today.
And there was a board. I didn't forgot to picture that one.
There was a board as a kicker behind that T as well.
Okay, so that emergency shut-off valve over there by our property that Strickland's is renting from us.
Yes.
We're gonna need to replace that?
Again.
We're gonna need to repair it. That's gonna mean shutting down. We can put new guts in the valve, but it's gonna mean shutting down the city. And at that point, he needs to put his own shut-off in. That's not a turn on, turn off.
Yes, sir. And we will get with him. He says he wants to fix the problem. We just need to, I believe, as the mayor, I believe that we need to help him fix this problem because the lines that feed his property go through our property. And I think the leak is on our land. So if that's the case, then I think that the town needs to at least help them find the spot where it's leaking. And
Well, as a leasee, I wouldn't think he would be responsible because he's not leasing the pipe, he's just renting it, basically.
No, no, no,
who's
no.
that?
No,
Strickland's.
no,
No, no,
it's
no,
not
it's not,
Strickland's.
it's not the line to Strickland's, it's the line to H&K Cattle, and it's leaking on the ground that Strickland's leasing.
Oh, gotcha, okay.
Yeah.
And it's a pretty good sized main. We may have to replace that whole pipe. He may not have any choice.
Well,
The pipe that goes from the meter towards his place is iron.
mm,
It could be that it's rotted out like all the rest of the iron pipes in town. And
I mean-
He did say he's fixed it
He-
twice. I mean, he's fixed 2 different leaks
Right.
through
Yeah.
there, so it.
And he told me the other day whenever I talked to him, Neil said that he is more than willing to fix that. He just needs to find where it's at. He said it's wet all back there and he's had a plumber out looking for the break. He just can't find it.
And we found water, well, Trudy found water coming up on Strickland.
Right.
And she shut the valve off and it ceased and turned it back on and up it comes again. So there's a leak right
There's a leak
there.
right there, that's what
That may not be the only one. He's goes through a lot of water when he turns that thing on. He said, well, I only fill a 1,000-gallon tank. That ain't me. Well, if it's leaking 6,000 gallons while you fill that tank, it's still you. It went through your meter.
Right. I know, and,
Yeah.
but it is on his side, but it's, the break appears to be on our land, so I would like us to work with him,
Okay.
try to fix that. I'm not saying that we need to put any bill for anybody, but I would like us to help him find that leak.
I can go out and dig it up for him.
Would
Yeah.
it be better to do one of those, like, one of you guys over here, just dig a trencher? Dig a
Well,
trench all the way
no,
to?
not to find the leak, it's gonna be, go down with the.
I know, but if the pipe's rotten.
We're gonna have
Here's
to.
here's the thing with the pipe being rotten. You can't put the D's back in the ball. We get down there with the excavator and just taking the dirt away from that line opens up the seam,
Yeah.
then he's gonna want us to put the seam pipe back in. Then, well, you hit it with the excavator. Maybe, maybe not. All it takes is a single water hammer, you know, from the line being down, coming back up, not us even, rural water west of town, having a water hammer. And every bad leak, every bad joint in town can be a problem. So there's a liability involved there that you want to think about before you agree to that. I mean, I could probably find a pipe, and if I can find it and not hit it, stay away from it, then I'm gonna find a leak. But if the leak is what I think it is, which is a rotten old pipe, just disturbing the soil around it could be enough for it to blow. And then what?
When we put out this, the pipe is running through our property, and there's like a big wet spot over the top. And, okay, so we got a meter by the road, pipe runs through our property to the, almost to the railroad right away. And then travels alongside the railroad right away out to, across another property, over to their property.
It's crossing co-op property too, isn't it?
Well, I think whichever
What?
property it's on,
Why
you're
don't you,
responsible.
why don't you ask your attorney what would be legal?
Yeah.
And that way it
Well, I
might
only-
keep you from being liable for something.
Or maybe she could write up a thing saying these terms.
Yeah. Limited liability.
I don't mind helping him, I never had that problem.
Right.
I understand what he's trying to say. I understand that brand new valve is leaking past, but the leak is because the pipe's gone somewhere. The pipe is leaking, not because, he stood there and said, well, that valve, that meter's running too fast. That's not possible. The meter runs with however much water goes through it. Well, I only used 1,000 gallons and we're at 6. Well, that means the other 5 is in the ground somewhere. Well, I shut the valve off and it filled this tank from dry overnight. And then the valve is leaking. I don't have a doubt in my mind that valve leaks. It wasn't ever designed to be an on-off tap. It was designed to be an emergency shut-off. So we have a leak in that valve and that can be repaired. It's not gonna fix the leak. It's not gonna do a damn thing with the pipe.
Right, yeah, repairing the emergency valve is not gonna fix the problem. But
Right.
we do need to repair that emergency valve, just because it's broken and
Okay.
it needs to be repaired.
And then he's gonna need to put some other kind of a shut-off
And
on
when
his
we,
side of the meter.
when we go to do that, I would like to contact him and let him know beforehand, that way he can have a plumber on hand to put a valve on the other side of his meter.
We can do that too.
But let's hold off.
Until
I'd
you
like
talk
to
to
talk
the
to the attorney
Okay.
first.
Should we let them all?
If she's home, her son had surgery.
He's in home in the morning.
Yes, like I said, she might be occupied, so.
Anything else good about? Okay. We got the electrical box, I told you, yeah. We got the electrical box at the co-op, so as soon as I can get Clay and them up here to replace that, we get that back up and meter it again. The new box won't do to me what the old box could have done. That's a good.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah, I come close, but. Tree, trim. We already talked about that, she and I. It's Candy. We got that the other day.
Okay.
When they're gonna take it from here. Okay. I think that's it.
All right, well, thank you.
You're welcome.
B, 7B is report on fire department.
We're here in Slow. We had an assistant locking wheel the other day on a big fire.
West,
And
or
then
east.
today they had a telephone pole catch on fire way out in Peckham's district, and they couldn't respond, so we
pretty easy, quick too.
Yeah, they just had to wait for K Electric to get there and release them, so you can't really spray water on it or
Right.
kill you. But there is a lady here in town, she's making all of us masks here for the fire department.
Awesome.
We're just not doing that because people we're sick, we're just protecting ourselves from everybody else.
You guys need to stay safe, especially when you're dealing with everybody.
Ready for it to be gone.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Other than that, all I got.
Yeah, thank you.
Everything seems to be working.
7C is report on emergency management.
Slow. Thank God.
Was the sirens tested when it's posted to us?
We will be, we're gonna test them Thursday at noon.
Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say, please show us again.
Yeah, we'll test them Thursday at noon since I'm working from home now. It's easier for me to get up here to do that.
Okay.
You know, we don't have a large shelter area anymore. And, you know, I know there's gonna be a concern about where people are gonna shelter. Right now, I mean, in the past, some have come up here, but with this COVID crap, I mean, that's gonna be a call you guys are gonna have to make.
This isn't no shelter.
No, it's not. But they have come up here in the past and then they go into the bathroom, the
I was
men's
gonna say, the
bathroom.
best place is at the cans and the coolers.
Or the mark, that is.
Yeah.
Yeah. That might be right.
If they're locked. I don't know, they stand locked.
Well, we were gonna unlock them, but we figured with this, I'd be having to probably clean them every day more than once, you know, just, I
Yeah,
mean.
what do you guys think about
Parks
that?
are supposed to be closed anyways.
Yeah, parks are supposed to be closed, we did not open it, we mowed
We're under
it.
emergency declaration right now. I don't know that we really need to have them open.
Yeah,
Okay,
it
so-
included the park being closed.
Yeah,
Well,
we
my
did
only
not.
concern is if myself or Donna or somebody's up here monitoring, and we normally keep that door unlocked.
Yeah.
I mean, do you want us to lock it to prevent people from coming in, or do you want us to leave it unlocked?
Yeah, lock it, there's a note on the door now, says town hall will be locked
Okay.
unless you ask for assistance, because
Okay.
we don't want to
Yeah,
expose.
but I just don't want us-
You'd be having people come in and.
Yeah, I just don't want us to come up with somebody saying they tried to get in and had to run back home and they got hurt in a storm, and then that's liability. And
We don't need to be coming up to town hall in
You're right.
the storm anyway, except unless you have business up here, right?
But they do.
Yeah.
That little shed behind the museum,
Yes.
it's solid cement all the way.
Yeah, I
Except
haven't
for
tried
the
to get
door.
in it yet, we may be able to put doors on that and use it, you're not gonna get a whole lot of people in there, but,
Where's that at?
right?
That little
Where-
shed behind the
We used to have the
museum.
tables and chairs for the banquet store.
Yeah.
It could very well be something where we could make it secure enough to be, again, you're gonna get maybe 10 people in there.
Yeah.
And that's it.
I mean, I
It's
think
really
people are
not
getting used
certified.
to, you know, they know that they can't go to the school, they're either figuring out someplace in their own home, or they're putting in their own Frady hole. They're doing their own thing, but you're still gonna have some people that come up here that think this is a safe place, simply because we come up here.
Okay. Well, we need to post something on the window or on the door that says that this is not a storm shelter and that this is no more safe than at your own house.
I guarantee you, Sean and I's up here, and one's directly hitting town, I'm not staying.
The fire department was talking to me
Metal
outside.
metal buildings are the worst thing that you can be in.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully it'll still be there.
Yeah.
Just crawl under a fire.
Some of my buildings will survive,
Grab it,
Some of it.
some.
Yeah, the floor.
Speaking of survival, the parts have been purchased for the roof on the rec center. And as soon as Jerry gets a minute to get up there and do the carpentry work, then we'll yell at the fire department and see if we can't get 5 or 6 guys to put that back up in place and get it fixed.
Rec center.
Yeah,
We're
there's,
wanting to.
Oh, up here.
yeah, the recycle center.
The
Oh.
recycling center.
Oh,
The
no.
recycling center,
The
oh, the rec
recreation
center.
center's upstairs.
Yeah, I
there.
know. That's
We're
what-
wanting to try to, we're gonna slowly start trying to turn that building that was the recycling center into a rec center that we can do like our, you know, yeah, banquets or whatever we wanna do for the town. Like if we wanted to have a reunion, a class reunion, we could have it there instead of having to go to South Haven or whatever. you know.
That's my hopes is when we get all this other stuff over with and we can start getting grants, maybe we can afford to get a grant to go across the street here and put something nice in like South Haven has.
That would be nice.
As
We could do
a
something like
kitchen
that.
and everything.
But,
Anyway,
Is
we're
that,
trying to work with what we have right now on that.
is that little tin shed at the park that was the TV thing,
Yes.
is that ours? mean,
I don't
is
think
that
that's
city?
ours.
That belonged to Defner's. I don't know who has it now, but it was Defner's.
Well, did they
He
put it
still
up?
has
Uh-huh.
it.
The TV station
Well,
down there.
The head house, yeah, they call it the head house.
Well,
That was Defner's that had that.
I opened the door and the lock that's on it is not locked.
No,
It's-
Yeah, but it wasn't
He
Norman, it
owns
was his
it, yeah.
boy.
long story, but great story.
Is he still, okay.
Maybe we should try to contact them and see, what.
I don't even know if you, how to get a hold of Cotton anymore.
So they know he
Well,
does.
Grandma.
Grandma.
I didn't know that he came
Yeah,
up
but
here anymore.
Hold of who?
Cotton,
You know.
Norm's son.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't think you can,
That's a bad situation.
yeah.
In more than one way.
Yes,
Well, I did. still
Patrick would be your
something.
best bet to know who,
Hmm.
how to.
He
how to
wouldn't know
get hold of
anything about the cable side of that. He's one of my best friends.
Right.
Yeah, he wouldn't know anything about that.
But he can put him in contact with people though.
I don't know.
Uh-huh.
No,
Probably not?
no, no.
Okay,
Don't even try, don't.
okay.
Not gonna get anywhere.
Hmm.
It's a bad idea there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what we'll do about that,
With
maybe
Norma,
we could,
Greg's in Colorado.
with Norma, Norma and that mom.
there's the, they don't have anybody in the building down there anymore, do they?
Norman
No
does.
one had that business.
Norman,
It was Norman.
Norma.
He's passed away.
Oh, yeah, he has, but she's
still alive.
passed away,
Judy's still alive, yeah.
Oh, I thought she passed
Okay,
away.
I've never heard of a Norma Defner. Norman.
Okay,
Yes.
Was the
okay.
man, he has passed
Well,
away.
hey, I got-
He was our fourth grade teacher.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Judy, okay.
Judy, that's it.
Yeah. Would she leave?
Why don't you just go to the cable office and ask?
Yeah.
There you
I
go.
think that would be the best spot.
Yeah, I think I'd leave the family.
Yeah.
Why don't we just call down there to the cable office and ask them about if they know of having any, property up here.
You know, and I don't know that there might still be equipment in there, because when my dad worked for Norman, he took care of that over there.
It's kind of been all stripped, I kind of peeked in.
Oh, has it? Okay. I
Yeah.
was gonna say, I didn't know if they had any equipment in there left
Bunch
or
of
not.
crap in there. It's
I
just
seem to
like,
recall a few years ago, there was some trucks over there and
Okay.
taking equipment out.
I bet you they just were allowed to put a little building there, so we'd have cable in this town
Yeah, yeah, that's
Probably.
kind of what I'm thinking.
in the
too.
late eighties.
yeah.
I wish we still did.
Yeah.
It used to be nice, we used to have town meetings on TV.
Well, we got that.
Yeah. We got it on the internet now.
got you.
Thank you, Scott.
Right. All right.
But anyway, back to emergency management. We're just hoping that it's a quiet storm season.
Me too.
Well, wish in one hand, do something in the other, see
Hey,
which
now.
one fills up first.
Better behave.
You're on the internet, Jordan.
Oh, are we on the internet? I'm sure there's many people watching right now.
Yeah, no one.
Okay, thank you for
On
the
Facebook.
report.
Zero
Item 8 is for public comment. There's if there's anybody that would like to have public comment, now's the time.
I have a short one.
Yes.
I've had several complaints about dogs in town, either at large or too many in the backyard, or however you wanna look at it,
Just another little kid.
chasing kids. That was the most recent one. Another person complaining because dogs got moved to the fence closest to her house, and now she has to put up with somebody else's dogs.
Smell.
Smell and noise, and, if we can, I'd like to put it on for next month's agenda to review the ordinances we got.
I think that's a great idea.
Can I say some, that ordinance is like 30 years old?
Yeah.
And I've spoke to Cindy several months ago, and she said it would take her, the chief of police in Blackwell, and the mayor or the committee, whatever, to get together and come up with a new ordinance. That she's more than willing to do something, we just have to have something in place.
Yeah, I've looked at the ordinances we have, and they're not adequate.
Well, I can tell you one thing, if a dog chases my kids, I'll kill it.
I was gonna say, there's nothing we can do to prevent citizens in this town from killing dogs that come
Yeah.
onto their property.
And I'm not so much concerned with that as I am kids getting bit,
Right.
or people being a nuisance to their neighbors with 7 dogs in the backyard when, you know,
Not
there should be
taking
some
care
kind
of
of
the
number.
dogs because of
Not
their
taking
smell
care,
and
yeah.
all, and
Yeah.
it just barks, 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 barks.
I'll say you guys deal with the one behind Darlene's house at Blackwell. Does it ever bother you guys? In that fence when you
The
go
big
in?
one?
That
We
big black one?
used to, but I haven't seen him lately.
Oh, he's there.
Oh, is
He
he?
come over the fence, I was mowing their yard, he come over the fence at me. And then Jesse Eppley's got a pit bull, I went by there and he come at me out in the street.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll shoot.
There's a German Shepherd running around at Jackson Junior's house that roams freely, and,
They say he's not mean, but he chased me and my kids the other day, so.
yeah, I've not seen him attack anybody, but
We got 2 dogs behind us that run free 24/7.
We,
yeah.
well,
I keep
there
my puppy
are
in the
tag
yard.
laws in this town that are supposed to tag all the dogs, or ordinance. I mean, obviously, nobody goes by that. We've all got dogs that don't have tags.
I don't have, I don't have
Well,
tags on them.
when
Tag ain't gonna
Blackwell
stop them
and
from
the dog
biting or doing
catcher,
anything to anybody
the
else.
stupid thing about it is, you have to catch the dog,
And hold
then
on
call
to
the
it.
dog catcher in Blackwell, and hold the dog until the dog catcher gets here.
Yeah.
Yeah, do that.
And then there's no
Fear
way,
between-
there's no place to really hold them safely.
I bring it up only because I've had several complaints from different people about different animals. It's not all the same one. And does not seem to be a section of town that's immune.
Yeah,
So-
we do have an issue.
It's just irritating when you own dogs and you can let them out and they stay on your property and these other dogs are just coming and going as pleases, getting people's trash. and-
Yeah.
Well, my husband is the one that if they come in our yard, he'll shoot them.
I will.
Well,
I live in the country, so I'm immune to this problem. Except for when they dump them in my
I
backyard,
was
then
gonna
I gotta
say,
go
you
find
could have to
somebody to
deal
take
with
them.
dumps.
Yeah, well,
But if
they're
you
dealt
guys
with-
wanna go pet some friendly dogs, go out there, Eric's house.
Yeah, he likes my dog.
No, I don't. I've never met him and I don't plan on it.
I don't know why that place gets all the dogs,
So,
Gary's place. I guess everybody thinks that's dumping grounds.
Oh, they dump them out where I live too. But my dogs tend to run them off before they become a problem, generally. We've got,
they're so sweet though.
yeah, I know, they're such lovable little puppies.
They are.
This
Puppies.
is definitely gonna be something that we need to discuss at the next meeting.
Yeah.
We're in the process of recodifying all the town codes and ordinances, so this is something we're looking at. We're supposed to be looking at it.
The building code book right here, I got it, so.
Okay.
That was something else that I was gonna tell you about. It's quite usable, it's kind of a buggy.
And also, you and Chris need to figure out when you guys wanna go tackle the Carvers.
Oh.
Because as fire chief, you two have the right to go look. If there's an issue, just call the sheriff. If it's in our code book, that says that you guys can go on there and inspect. So, you have every legal
I
right
thought
to.
that house was condemned before they moved back.
She's
Well, they
living in a
moved
trailer
it,
at her
when
son's
they first
house.
came back, part of them went into the house, but it stunk so bad
Right, I remember
They
all that.
moved out, and they moved into Ralph Naylor's house.
Yeah, which is trash now.
Yes.
The problem is they're running that camper, they've got a cord run from
Oh,
that camper
gotcha.
through the back door and right into the breaker box. You can't do that.
Right.
Yeah.
That's a
So
fire
like everyone
hazard.
tried.
Be one thing if they had a hookup on their
Pole, like it should be.
Like it should be, yeah.
Yeah. Because I
And,
guarantee you that would not fly in the city of Blackwell.
It won't fly anywhere, right?
and
International code book says it.
And a list of the places that were,
so is that gonna be on the,
I have to get there first. There's a lot of other things that have come
Yeah,
up.
didn't get there yet. Okay,
I'm getting there. Maybe a project for tomorrow.
okay.
places are just so trashy.
It's beginning.
Well, and also, we've got these, Canopla is helping people get rid of their unwanted eyesore properties too. They're helping demolish buildings. They got a grant.
All
And
right.
I forget how much it is, but I think if they go like half, in half would be like three, I don't know. I forget the
now,
exact
if
number.
anybody wanted to buy a house, there's about 4 or 5 houses here in Bremen that'll be up for sale June 1st.
Really?
What houses we got in
Yeah.
sale with them?
Enlighten us.
Well, one of it is, the main one that I know is the one there on the corner next to, or across from Norma Ray.
Okay,
Oh,
yeah.
Mrs. Burt's old house. You're on the corner.
That's the main one I know.
Is it that one, or is it
The
the
one to the
modular?
south of it, or the one to the
half
No, but
west?
it's one too.
Okay.
Which one?
Taft's old house.
Who?
Taft's,
Is that the south or the west?
That's the
the south.
modular, the double
the
line.
modular.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Mrs. Burt's is the white one there on the corner that's just fallen in.
To the west.
And junk everywhere.
The one across the street from us.
On the corner.
Yeah. That's nice.
I know that Derek Boyer had talked to, can't think of her name in Kansas City, Jennifer maybe, I don't know, but he had talked to her at one time about that because he was going to just level it.
Yeah.
Because he also was talking to the Shorts about getting Ralph's old house.
And she never called back.
Yeah, he still wants to do that, he wants to gut it out, if it's worth saving and if not.
But they
just-
don't know because one side of the house is bulging out.
Right,
Mm.
so, I mean,
He said that he wouldn't give very much for it.
right, but,
But Jesse moved into, Corky Bell's house in
Whose?
Blackwell.
oh,
And it is a very, very nice house.
yeah.
And they've got it up for sale.
So.
I haven't got to talk to her.
But I know that if Derek can get that one on the corner, then he wants to level it.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
And he's gonna try to get Jesse's house, but he's not gonna pay. If you could see and smell
Yeah,
the ones in Carver's house, part of them after they left and moved back over to Carver's, is the guy that's got the boy that's something wrong with him. or
Yeah.
something.
Robbie,
They were in that house.
yes, and he left his dogs in there and they tore the snot out of it.
Yeah,
And
now
pooped
he is
everywhere.
moved back across with Carver's, or the Carver house.
Yeah, it is bad over there.
Can you, if you guys get on like a rainy day or something where you guys aren't that busy, give me a list of the ones that need to clean up.
Oh, yeah.
Now,
I can do that just by sitting here.
Lee, I do have a
What
question.
addresses?
The iron thing
Yes.
that we talked about,
Yes.
I have, when they left, that
Oh,
idiot left over here on our property.
Mhm.
He left that washer or dryer or something, is that something I can take down there?
Yep,
Yep.
just gotta grab the permit and we gotta be there to open the thing and we gotta get it in the dumpster.
Okay,
Yes. It's easier when I have equipment there, but, you know, if we can back it up still and pick up, toss it in front of it.
I got
go for
two
it.
strapping young men that can do that.
There you go.
Awesome.
What are you supposed to do if it's after hours, since the office is only open till 1 and most people don't get off till 3 or 5?
Monday and Tuesday, I'm here till at least 6 o'clock,
Okay.
and then come see me.
Okay.
I'd like to get them to do it. It's means it's gonna be down there anyway.
Yeah, schedule it with the office.
We have to schedule it. And
So
then
you're
it'll
not
be
gonna put a
done.
roof in there next week?
A roof? No.
Oh, I got
Ain't
one.
happening. Nope.
I gotta put some all in this.
Ain't playing that no more.
Okay, well, if, no one else has a public comment, then, all we need is the motion to adjourn.
I move to adjourn.
I'll second that. Call for a vote. Yes.
Ms. Johnson?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, everybody, for coming this evening. Everybody stay safe in this time, this pandemic time.
Pandemic pandemonium.
That's it.
Thursday,
That's-
And then when we get ready to fold that washer off, or whatever that thing is.
Make sure you go buy a bunch of copies of
Because
the
I have
paper
a
tomorrow.
young lady that's wanting to.
I looked online.
And
I
got
saw-
one